And we have 2 for number 3. Let's just go to that for public communication.
All right, we have 2. Good afternoon. I'm submitting my question for the city council meeting this evening. I would like to know why our park equipment hasn't been open for our children. Our surrounding cities have opened and they have a higher virus rate. What is the science behind that? Obviously, if parents don't feel comfortable letting their children play, that's all right. But for those of us that feel comfortable, we would like the option to do so. We understand the equipment will not be sanitized. I doubt that other parks that are open are sanitizing. Please reconsider this decision and open them and the water features. Thank you. That's Michelle Sanford.
Brett, would you like to comment on that one, or is that what you're?
Yeah, I certainly can.
I'll go for it.
Sure. Well, Michelle, we got half. She's going to be happy. 50% of it. So we are going to open up the splash pads, like I just mentioned. But per Dr. Liu's order, which is our bi-county health, so that's obviously Sutter County and Yuba County, she is adamant about not opening up the playgrounds. I am part of a compliance call on a weekly basis with both counties, including Wheatland, Live Oak, Marysville, ourselves, and of course Sutter County and Yuba County. And we all are supposed to be under the same umbrella. And I believe all the playgrounds are closed as it relates to that. And it is confusing, I understand, because the parks are open. We put the basketball hoops back up. It is just, Dr. Liu does not feel comfortable opening up the playgrounds.
Okay, thank you. We have one more.
And the second letter. Hello. I would like to know why Yuba City is continuing to keep the playgrounds closed and will not open the splash pads. Neighboring counties such as Placer, who have a higher number of COVID cases, have opened theirs, as well as some in Yuba County, and we have the same public health officer. The children in our community need healthy outdoor exercise. Thank you, Amanda E.
May I comment? So just the clarification, I think in the letter it says something about Placer County having the same health officer. It does not.
Actually, she was talking about Yuba County.
Okay.
Yuba
She did mention Placer, but then when she mentioned Yuba, she said we have the same.
Same answer. As far as the splash pads, based on what I just heard from council, we will have those open up within the next couple of days.
All right, very good. Yeah, it's interesting, like you were saying, Brad, how it can be confusing because we have different health officers and we're on that bubble where you can interpret both ways and it comes down to open or not. And some people are ready more than others. It's just the way it is, of those opinions of trying to play it safe or what amounts to some risk. So that's where we are right now. But as time goes, as long as things continue the way they are, we're going to be open up pretty much more.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Brad, what will be the hours of the splash pads?
The splash pad hours will be or should be from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. And the concept there is because as it warms up later in the day, in the next couple of days, we're going to have 100. So we'll push hard to have those opened up tomorrow, actually. And that's the reason why. If it's council's desire to open them up earlier, we certainly can do that as well.
And then just one other point of clarification. In Dr. Liu's order, I believe that playgrounds can be open provided that they're sanitized on a regular basis. And the reason that we're not recommending to open them is because we're not sanitizing the playgrounds. Is that accurate? That's
correct. We don't have the staffing available to do that. And in some of the letters that I've read in the last week or so, you know, some of the parents have offered to clean them, which is very nice and awesome. But the problem is that they're not continually cleaned. So.
And then finally, I see that there's a comment from Mr. Trainer. It's noted that that's under item 9. I don't believe that that's under item 9 in reading the comment.
Whatever it is.
Where would you like that read?
I think it'd be appropriate to do it under this item.
Okay. Let me go ahead and read it. Okay. All right. This is from Phil Trainer. Having limited knowledge regarding webinars, I hope the following might be considered by our council and the city executives. The Planning Commission stated that road maintenance would be reduced by $150,000 when compared to last year's budget. Potholes and reduced road maintenance is responsible for additional expenses to the citizens' automobiles. The wastewater and water treatments continue to increase their revenues, which in turn is consumed by various departments of the city. Problem is the general public are unaware that their water and sewage bills, while increasing, tend to cover other explained expenses. Can't some of the profits that is generated by these two departments be used for our streets, or perhaps the citizens could be asked to patch areas in the vicinity of their property? Truckers coming off of Highway 99 utilize residential streets to make their deliveries, and those same streets break down due to oversizing of vehicles. Thank you for your efforts, Phil Traynor.
And thank you, Phil, if you're watching. Dinah, would you care to elaborate or clarify some things for Mr. Traynor?
I can. So the $150,000 reduction to the road rehabilitation capital improvement program account is related to the projected reduction of gas tax due to the COVID-19 issue. Water and wastewater funds are enterprise funds, can only be spent on water and wastewater related facilities. We couldn't use those funds to repair streets that's not associated with some type of water or wastewater repair. We can't address, truck damage from trucks and those types of things. It can only be applied to water and wastewater related expenses. In addition, last year, council did not increase water and wastewater rates. And again, this year, council is not recommending to increase water and wastewater rates at this time. And so to say that the revenues are increasing, what we saw from the budget presentation last week was in fact that we're projecting reduced revenues for the water fund, and the wastewater fund is expected to be about on par as last year.
All right. Thank you very much.
Through the mayor,
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm confused as to why the planning commission would be weighing in on budget stuff that hasn't been decided.
It was their annual review of the capital improvement program, and what happens is they review it, and then the recommendation goes to council for approval. So it's a step that we are required to take to have the planning commission review the capital improvement program.
Thank you.
Somebody probably just verbalized that the number is 150. Wasn't a deliberate act, I don't think. All right. Do we have any other public comment that may have come in online?
Nothing yet, Mayor.